So they say I needed an intro to my YouTube videos. Who made this a thing? Welcome to the Advisor channel where I give the advice to changing your gameplay and also changing your life. I hope you guys are ready because it's time for some advice.
Alright guys, we're going to be doing a little different format today than my previous two videos. I'm going to shorten down the video and just go over a guide for you guys. So this comp, I'm running a Challenger Warwick Reroll, and so I kind of trolled this round in the carousel pickup, and I just get a Giant's Belt. Not really an item that you'll be using in this comp. Alright guys, so first player round, we pick up a Zidwani two-starred, and we're going to put her in with the Bruiser to make the strongest board here. We actually are going to use our 2 healths to make a Warmogs as well, just going level 4 as well, building a strong board, and just using that early advantage, that early lead to snowball this game. So I wasn't focused on the Challenger comp, and Quinn is actually one of the units, so you're going to run 6 Challengers in this comp. So you want to pick up Quinn, Camille, Warwick, Tryn, and then you're going to have Draven and Kai'Sa to round out the 6 Challengers. So again, our board here early is very strong, and we pick up a win against this player. Pick up a Zac as another Bruiser here, and he's Chemtech, also part of the comp. So you can see me using the Blitz app. I highly recommend you guys downloading that if you haven't already to help you climb. So I'm just learning this comp. I've never played it before, so I'm just looking at it. Alright, so player 2 here, he's running some Yordles, which is actually a pretty good strategy if you guys want to generate some econ in the early game. It's more of an advanced technique that once you're like platinum or above, you guys should start using to generate some extra econ. But your board will be weaker. And we pick up the win here. Alright guys, as you can see, I collected some Camille's, so she's part of this comp. I'm trying to pick up the lower 1 cost units because I just want to make sure I hit those units, don't have to worry about it later on. She's on my bench. I pre-level here, and I also put in 4 Bruisers just to build my stronger board. Hopefully the extra health from Bruiser 4 will pick us up this win to keep a win streak going. Interesting enough, I don't think I win this round. My Zidwani has tons of health, but she just doesn't do that much damage. She's more of a utility unit, so I lose here. And mutants have been fairly strong this patch as well, so you can have some success running mutants. Alright. My Zidwani's getting slammed. Oh, actually, this round, it hurts us both. We both aren't able to kill the units at the same time, and then we head to the carousel round. Alright guys, during the carousel round, we pick up the Warwick, and he already has a chain vest on, so I'm thinking Titans, which is one of his preferred items, right away. We sell some units to hit 11 gold and get ready for the next player. Positioning wise, I'm putting Zac in the middle just so I can hook multiple units in and just using their abilities to the best of my ability. I still think I have a strong board, super tanky, and now we hit the first Warwick. Alright guys, we were tanky enough to take that player down, and we're moving on to the next player round. The shop comes up and I hit another Warwick and a Zidwani, but I'm not really looking to go Zidwani 3 here, so that isn't something. I'm considering putting in Camille for the Challenger, but I looked, Chemtech's just a stronger augment. It provides healing and attack speed, and the challenger would only provide attack speed to 2 of my units. So we leave our board alone, and hopefully we face someone weak, start win streaking. Should be good. Alright. We knock this person down just to 1 brand, and our Sejuani cleans up. I just look around just to make sure no one's contesting my Warwick, and no one is, so that is good news for us. Coming up on the Krugs, hoping to pick up some items, and we hit the Warwick too. Pretty nice. And I also hit a Rek'Sai too here, so our board is just incredibly strong early. Of course, my econ is only at 18, so that is something I'm looking at. It's not the best position, but our board is very strong, so we'll be able to make that up here. Alright guys, we almost hit perfect items in the Krugs round. We have the Titans and we have components for the QSS, so I believe I'll slam that here. And I actually dropped the Chemtech. I'm debating that. I leave Camille on the bench, and I'm probably going to slam the items here. So Tryndamere can be the primary carry, but if you have a Warwick early, it's good to slam the items and then just use that snowball to hit your unit. So here I go. I'm going to build the Titans, and I'm going to build the QSS. And now we'll just use our win streak to start hitting our units even more. Board's very strong, so we are liking that. Don't be afraid to slam your items early, guys. I built this Warmogs on the Sejuani, and that helped me win some extra rounds and preserve my health. Alright, I pick up another Warwick, and I always try to go level 6, buy 3-2. You know, I try to have above 30 gold, but here I should be able to pick up a win and go 20 gold. So my econ, not the best this game, but our board is so strong, and that win streak is going to generate us a ton of gold. So let's keep it rolling. So I see I'm facing a Yordle player. Really should be no concerns here. I guess I am grouped up against the side of his Yordles, but I just have way more 2-starred units. And of course we have items built. He has 1 item built with the Bramble. We have 3 completed items, and we're using our augments to build the 4 bruisers. So take advantage of your augments. That's a huge component to set 6. This time you need to use your augments properly to win games, guys. Alright guys, it's an augment round. I actually get some crazy decisions here because of the new augments. Here's On Guard, which disarms people if you're a challenger unit for 1.5 seconds. And then there's this one called the Cumulator, and your champions are replaced with higher cost units. I'm so far ahead, that would be really fun to do, but I just want to run this challenger comp, so I pick On Guard, and that's what I'm going with. I also generated another Warwick with that On Guard pick, and that helped me out a lot. I put in Tryndamere just to make the transition a little better. He's a better Chemtech unit than the Singed, and then I'm trying to I just make my Camilla Bruiser. I don't know why I was checking Rek'Sai the Bruiser, I just wanted to check. This is only like my 6th game in the patch. And we're win streaking, our board's pretty good, and we already have 5 Warwicks. So it's a good time if you're hitting a lot of Warwicks and a lot of Tryns to run this reroll comp because it is very strong. Alright guys, we pick up the win there. That guy's board wasn't terribly too strong, and you can see all our tankiness from the Bruiser is just keeping us alive early. And we have damage from Warwick's ability, which he still melts the percentage max health damage, so it's like a built-in Giant Slayer, and he also heals, giving him sustain. So now I'm thinking I want a Static Shiv, right? That's the best Warwick item. Static Shiv's been performing well, so I'm trying to pick that up during this carousel round. Alright guys, when you're so far ahead, you don't get to pick what you get most of the time. So I ended up picking a Neglatron Cloak. This is, I'm thinking, a Bloodthirster for my Tryndamere. It's his core item because when he spins, and auto attacks 3 times, he's going to heal. So that's what I was hoping to pick up with the Neglatron Coke. Of course, we'll need a BF sword, and we'll see if we can hit that later in the game. This guy was slightly contesting me with some of his units. I mean, he had a Trendamere, but then he built this random blue buff on his Rek'Sai. This is a lower elo, but I mean, that's probably a mistake to build the blue buff. He probably should have, I mean, maybe he's going to transition to a Renata Glass later on, but he's struggling a little bit there, and we continue our win streak. Alright guys, facing a guy with a Vex and a Brand. His Vex item really isn't the best. I mean, it does a little bit more damage, but hopefully we can get through her. We do. I'd be surprised if we lose here. Our Warwick is tanking quite a bit with his Titans, and the Sejuani has a ton of health. Alright, one more auto from the Warwick, and we win that round. Alright guys, going in the Wolves, obviously we want to pick up some BF swords for our Trendamere, and I'm progressively leveling. You need to hit level 7 during or just after this round. In 4-1 you should be level 7, so that's what I'm thinking. I picked up 2 Quins here because she's a challenger unit, and I'll put her in as well to hit 4 challengers when I hit level 7. As you can see, I'm selling some gold and just getting ready to go level 7 here. And as soon as that comes up, I roll once. I roll a couple times actually, because I was so far ahead I wanted to see if I could hit some Warwicks, which I ended up picking 1. And I should have gone 7 here instead of rolled, but I decided to get some units in instead. Alright guys, I put the crit on the Trendamere at the beginning of this round just so he has a little extra crit, see if it helps me out. I need to catch a win here, and if I lose this round, it's all my fault because I could have leveled instead of rolling. I only picked up like 1 more Quinn, 1 more Warwick, and 1 Trend, and it cost me about like 10 gold to do so, and it would cost me more if I lost. But our board is very strong and we win, so it wasn't that bad of a decision. I have a Quinn 2 on the bench to give me 4 challenger, and I just put her in, and now our board is super strong. We roll once, we pick up a Zac, and of course we're not going to go below 50 gold. I don't think anyone's going to stop us, so we are just going to hit 50 gold on the win. We would probably have to sell one of our units if not, but we're going to face someone up, and the Bruiser Crest is going to come through here. Alright guys, that guy was pretty healthy, and we melded his units with our Warwick, doing about, I mean, he did a perfect 4,444 damage, so that looks nice on the damage charts. Alright guys, I did roll some gold, and I pick up the Trendamere 2, little upgrade, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Just doing some scouting. No one's really contesting me. This guy does have some Kim techs, and he did end up going Renata Glass, so that's what I thought he would do. And this guy's running some Yordles with some 3 costs, so I was a little concerned that I might lose here, so let's see. I think I end up winning because I do comment that the Ziggs is a terrible unit. It's a Ziggs 3, and he just doesn't do damage, guys. He misses his bombs sometimes. He is like my least favorite Yordle. And we win, 10 win streak. We would have had a near perfect game this game. I think I troll in a transition later on. The reason being is we also split that 1 round with that guy. I feel like our Sejuani would have pulled it out because she would have ulted before that guy Syndra, but we lost 2 health. And now this guy, I'm talking about his board. He has 2 Rage Blades. I would have liked to see him build a static Shiv. He would have been better off. 2 Rage Blades, probably not the best idea. Alright guys, we pick up the bow, and the bow is supposed to be a Shiv, if we can hit the tier. And we are actually one Warwick away from Warwick 3. I'm rolling some gold to see if we can hit. I don't hit. And that's okay. Alright guys, the next player has this Renata glass. He's running Chemtex. Let's see if Renata tier 1 with the 2 recommended items, blue buff Morellos, can beat us. Our Tryndamere was on her, and our Warwick is still alive. Renata takes time, so you need a tanky frontline, and that's why you run 6 bruisers or 4 bruisers with her, or else she really struggles. You also want to run a Hextech Gunblade if you're going to run Renata. So we pick up the win, 11 win streak. Alright guys, it comes down to the augment round, and we are running Chemtex, and they get the instant injection, and plus it says gain a Warwick, so that would instantly give me Warwick 3, and I like that a lot. The other benefit, just like boost on my team, and the Sunfire board, I don't really, I could have got heal cuts, but instant injection, I don't have to spend gold trying to roll down for my Warwick, and now I'm just leveling to level 8. I'm really considering putting Rageblade. I could wait one more round to see if we hit the tier. Rageblade is still it's probably the second best item to Static Shiv on Warwick, so I'm considering it highly. Alright guys, we're going up a guy with a ton of shields. He's using his augments very well. He has plenty of spell augments, and he's got a Swain 3 and a Brand 3 as well. To me, he just melts my Warwick, and I end up losing a round here. There goes the perfect game, and that's alright. But he used his augments very well, and that's why he had a very strong board. Alright guys, we're in the Wolves. We're trying to pick up a tier. That would be the ideal item, but we didn't hit it. We actually pick up a BF sword, and again, I've talked about this before. Bloodthirster is the core item over IE for our Tryndamere, so we're going to pick that up. There's 2 Zacks in the shop, but I'm not really going Zac 3. Just trying to get to level 8, and then I'll slow roll for Tryndamere 3 at this point. I put in the Ori for an extra clockwork unit, and she's actually part of this comp. With the Camille, you run Ori for the clockwork and additional attack speed. Draven's a challenger, so I want him. And go ahead, slam Rageblade on my Warwick just to make sure I'm strong enough. Slightly trolling, I could do this a little bit faster. It's fine. And I actually put a shroud. I make a shroud for my Tryndamere eventually. Because I have magnetic remover, I'm just going to remove it off of him and then position it correctly in future rounds. Shroud is more of a platinum diamond item. You really have to scout and position it correctly to get the most utility out of it. But those items like Zephyr and Shroud are very important to use properly. Alright guys, I don't get the Shroud down quickly because I'm more worried about these rolls. I have the Shroud on my bench. This is an advanced technique. You hold the Shroud and then at the last second you slam it. So I don't have a unit over there, so I don't even put it on. I wasn't going to hit anyone with it, and I'm just like messing around with the Shroud. So this guy, really strong, Sivir 2 and 2 Rage Blades, but our comp is still stronger. She can't melt the Warwick fast enough with his healing and the Rage Blade, and we take him down, and that's one of the strongest comps in the game right now. Alright guys, on these rolls, I'm keeping my gold above 50. We're just slow rolling for Tryndamere, and so I don't even use my technique. It doesn't really matter who gets the Shroud. I think I mess up a Shroud again, trying to hit it perfectly, but it's something I can be better on, and that's something you guys should consider too, is holding the Shroud and making sure it hits before the beginning of the round. So here again, I was just surprised Shroud doesn't work, but now we'll be able to move the Quinn and hit it in future rounds. Warwick, just absolutely full health, just melting all the carries, running around, no problem. So Warwick's still strong, even in patch 12.4. Alright guys, carousel round, we pick up the Rabadons. I think Ori does well, so I'm just looking. She's going to be doing additional shielding and additional damage with that Rabadon's death cap. I'm going to start rolling for my Tryndamere. I could have picked up a Zephyr, but I think Zephyr is too... it's too hard to position a Zephyr and a Zeke's in lower elo for most of my viewers. So I didn't want to make it too complicated, but I would definitely pick that up if I was in a higher elo. So there we go. The Shroud finally connects, and this guy has a strong team, and Irelia too. We actually trolled a little bit this round because we dropped down to 3 bruisers. I wanted to make the transition easily. I wonder if it ends up costing us. It's a Warwick versus Irelia to the end, but Warwick 3 even stronger. He had all his Rage Blade stacks, so he picks up the easy win, and now we're slow rolling. So the hit 6 challenger, you're going to need to hit the Kai'Sa at a 4% chance. That's what makes this comp slightly inconsistent. If you guys aren't hitting the Kai'Sa later on, you're gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to hit. And what's crazy about it is I literally high roll the 4% Kai'Sa, and now we're just chilling. We have 6 challengers in, even more attack speed, and now we're facing that Samira comp that we already said was going to be a challenge. And look, he's even got a Lucian 3, and Warwick is just running around with the QSS melting. Alright guys, we take down the dragon, we get the double magic Negatron cloak item where it gives you 200 plus magic resist, and I'm just rolling down trying to hit the Tryndamere 3 for the content, and we're keeping our gold sort of high. So a high rolling technique is when you pick up 3 cost units on your roll down, and that takes them out of the shop and hopes you can hit your other 3 cost unit that you're going for. You do the same thing if you're rolling for 4 cost, you take all the 4 cost and buy them. So Tryndamere's got his 1 core item, the Bloodthirster, keeps him alive because he gets the attack damage every time he spins. And you can see Tryndamere's still alive, Warwick's still alive. This guy's got a lot of health, so we'll have to face him quite a few more times. Looking at it, he's running strikers. Alright guys, on the roll down, we do pick up a Draven, another Draven 2-star. Not really what we're looking for, and we still need 3 Tryndameres to get us there, so it's going to be hard to hit the Tryndamere 3. But the Rage Blade Slam is keeping us, and we're just killing this guy. This is the last guy, so we have to face him a couple more times to secure the dub. Alright. I don't even want Draven 3. I mean, it would be nice to have. And I'm just looking at it. So here's why I picked the Shroud. Look how bad he's struggling. He's trying to utilize the Socialite Hex for the Irelia, but he cannot because I have a Shroud just right on his units. He really wants to play it, but he's going to take a Shroud to the face, and I outposition him with that. So he moves the Irelia over, so he doesn't get hit. And we out DPS him. 1 more round to knock this guy out. So we go the carousel. I think I was talking through some things here, guys. Make sure you pick up the best item. I was thinking Titans, and then I just didn't select anything, so I randomly get another Rabadons. I throw it on my Ori because she's still 2-starred, so it's even more shielding, and now she's doing about 1100 damage on her ult in the back line. So it's not the worst, but I could have picked up another Shroud and just absolutely made this guy's game unplayable. Alright. So it's getting to the end. I'm not panicking because if I keep my gold here and I happen to lose a couple rounds, he would have to face me 2-3 more times. And we hit the Shroud pretty decent. Alright guys, I didn't even hit the Tryndamere 3. Only the Warwick really hard carried with the 6 challengers, so I highly recommend you guys try this comp, especially because you might hit better items for your Trendamere. So be sure to check it out. I appreciate your support. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.